Hey everyone, we're going to get started in just a minute. So this is our live that was scheduled last week. It is the second part in the Natural Fertility Series. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so if you're in this group, you probably know that endocrine disruptors can affect male and female fertility. And if you do know that, you may need help in kind of figuring out how to reduce exposure to these chemicals. So if you're going to come up with any questions during the live, make sure you share them in the chat. And in this video, we're really going to talk mostly about which products you can ditch and replace to reduce those endocrine disruptors that you might have around you. So again, welcome to part 2 of our Natural Fertility Series. If you have questions or comments on this topic, feel free to share in the chat during the live, and I will be sure to answer them during the live or after the live in the chat. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Michelle. I am a certified holistic healthcare practitioner. I specialize in fertility, pregnancy, and postpartum care. Really, the main goal of what I do is to empower women to naturally take back their health, to jumpstart and improve their goals towards motherhood. And I really love natural health because it's something I benefit from daily. And I believe that health is always a work in progress. There are always things that we can do to improve our health. And really caring about your health never stops. It's always ongoing. So before we get into the types of products you should be ditching, I want to discuss first why endocrine disruptors, or what they call xenohormones, are not good for fertility. So first of all, these types of chemicals are not natural. They're not found in the environment. Really, they are chemicals that have been created in a lab for other purposes. But the effects of these chemicals are terrible for fertility health. And consistent and long-term exposure to these chemicals can really affect your hormone balance, especially with estrogen, because these chemicals can bind with the estrogen receptor sites in your body and increase estrogen production in your body. So this is not good for men or women. Both men and women have estrogen, and in both cases, too much is not good. So for women, too much estrogen can cause a huge variety of issues, including irregular periods, which we know for fertility, regular periods are key to ovulation and chances of conception. And then for men, excess estrogen can lead to lower sperm counts because it actually slows down production of sperm. Okay, so let's get into the 10 ways to reduce exposure to these chemicals. First, if you spend a lot of time outside, you should stop use of any kind of types of lawn treatments that are not organic. You should also use a natural bug spray and or sunscreen. So the chemicals in those products can actually be absorbed into your skin. All right. One of the things that I do, I live in an area where there are a lot of ticks. We used to get ticks on us all the time. My dog would bring them in the house. So we started, we found a natural company that actually sprays garlic and cedar wood in our yard. And it's all natural, and it does wonders for ticks. So if anybody has tick issues, definitely recommend that company if they are in your area. If not, I'm sure you can find one. Okay, so that was the first part. Second one is to buy and eat organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, and wild-caught foods as often as you can. Many of the other meats that you can buy in the store have actual synthetic hormones added to them, which is not good for your own hormones. Okay, so those hormones in those meats can go into your body and cause a lot of problems. They've actually been linked to early onset of menstruation for young girls. as well as some other issues too. So definitely, the more you can buy higher quality, the better. So the third thing is to use only natural and organic care products, as well as makeup. These can absorb into your skin. So it's key if you're buying, clean products, because, you don't want these chemicals absorbing into your skin and then going into your body and then causing some issues with your hormones. All right, so definitely recommend cleaning up those products that you might be using. All right, so fourth thing is to really avoid using products that have mineral oils in them. Mineral oils come from basically, like actual oil. They come from, oils that are not good for you. So again, this is something else you don't want absorbing into your skin. So make sure you read the ingredients on some of the things you use to check for mineral oils, because if you have that in those products, you should probably replace them with something else. All right, so that brings us to the fifth thing, and that's to avoid using the microwave at all. Try to avoid it completely, especially if the food is in a plastic container. That's just no, don't do that. And I actually don't even have a microwave in my kitchen anymore. We got rid of it. I only use my toaster oven to heat up food in the kitchen. The only issue I've run into with that is melting butter for recipes and things like that. If I have to do that, I do it in, a pan on the stove. That's really the only thing that I've run into in terms of using the microwave. So I think it's doable. The other thing is, I know a lot of people go to use the microwave at lunch at work to heat up food. And I know food tastes much better when it's warm. So I actually use a mini crock pot, and it's awesome because it has a little insert inside of it. In fact, I should have grabbed it to show you guys. So it has a little insert inside, and you can take it out. So I leave the little mini crock pot at work, and then I bring home the little insert, and I put my food in it at night, and then take it to work the next day, and then I put it in there in the morning, and it's ready at lunchtime. I really love that thing, so highly recommend that to avoid, using the microwave. I also think it tastes better when you heat food in a toaster oven versus a microwave, so that's something else to, consider. So sixth thing is to avoid wearing clothes that are made from polyester. All right, polyester contains different types of plastics in it. So definitely check those tags on your clothes that you're buying and, see what kind of, what they're made of. Seventh thing is to stop using candles, air fresheners, fabric softeners, laundry detergents, all of those things that are not natural. I actually don't even like candles anymore in my house because I find when I do, I get like nauseous. And I think it's because of the chemicals that a lot of them let off when you are, burning them. There are some good quality candles out there. So it's not that you can't use candles or you can't use laundry soap or you can't use these things. You just need to find a natural alternative that doesn't have these xenohormones in them. All right. So the other thing is, also too, diffuser. So I actually have one in the background here, and it's on, and I really prefer diffusers anymore. I think they're really cool because you can make different scents based on the different oils that you use. So definitely consider that. And I actually just got one for my daughter's room because I can put some oils in there to help kind of get her into a bedtime routine. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. We'll see. All right, so eighth thing is to not use spermicides. Obviously, if you're trying to get pregnant, you're probably not using these, but you should definitely, avoid them because these actually have endocrine disruptors within them. So it's definitely important to stay away from those as well. All right. Ninth thing is to avoid the synthetic hormone use. So obviously that applies to birth control. And again, this is something you're probably not using if you're trying to get pregnant. However, when you do use it for a number of years, it takes your body time to go back to where it started. So that's why a lot of doctors recommend, stopping birth control a year or more before you're trying to get pregnant, because again, those hormones can really affect your ovulation, affect your hormone levels, your natural hormone levels. So it's important that, you take the steps to kind of build your body back up after using birth control, especially if you used it for a number of years. So a lot of times too, like I mentioned, when you've used birth control for a long period of time, your body needs time to flush out those chemicals and really, go back to normal. And that is something that I, support my clients in, with. So the last thing is to use natural feminine products. Last thing you want to be doing is, using something in that important area, okay, that is not good for you. Okay, that's not going to be good. So avoid that too. All right, so I know I gave you a lot of things. And so to kind of give you a little bit more of a place to go to look up your products and to see kind of their ratings, kind of see where they fall. There's a site that is called the Environmental Working Group. It's called ewg.org. And if you go to that website, you can actually type in certain personal care products. So actually the other day I typed in sunscreen, and I got a bunch of different types of sunscreens that are really good, that don't have all the chemicals and stuff in them. So you'll look for that green color when you look them up on that site. And they also have a scale. So it'll go from green to yellow to, different colors. But you want to try to stay in that green range. So recommend checking out that site. Okay. And then, like I mentioned before, sometimes when you're just removing these things, you really need more support in flushing out the things that have built up in your body over time. Especially if you've used synthetic hormones like birth control. Supplements, herbals, and homeopathics are really good for this. However, they should be used specifically for what your body needs, right? Just kind of going online and saying, oh, this is supposed to help with this, or this is supposed to help with that, is sometimes not good enough for what you need. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as well. So that was part 2 in the Natural Fertility Series. I'm going to add this to the guide. And I noticed the video kind of looks funky on my end. It's stretched or something. So hopefully it doesn't look like that. But I will post this video in the guide section in the group for anybody that needs to take a look or watch it again. It will be there for you. I really hope you enjoyed tonight's live, and be on the lookout for next week. I'm going to be doing a part 3 in the Natural Fertility Series. All right. Yes, I will definitely put that web address in the comments. Thank you, Savannah. All right. I hope you guys have a great night and enjoy the rest of your week. I hope to see you next week.